Merry Christmas everyone, and welcome back to another video talking about the Vaydor G35 kit. This will be part 2 from my last video that I just did. Hope you guys had an excellent weekend. It was so much fun. I got several books, puzzles, some workout equipment, and even some cool clothes I'm really excited to try out. I wanted to talk today about what I was excited about to talk about in the last video. As you can tell by the title of the video, Goodbye Infiniti G37. I'm sure you guys are wondering, how is that a good thing? How was I excited to talk about saying goodbye? So my brother had a few ideas about the project, and I think I'm going to run with those ideas. And I think once you guys hear those ideas, you'll probably be liking them as well. First off, this might sound ridiculous, but I can't actually sell the car for anything. It is a 3 times salvage rebuilt title car. There is mismatched paint, there's some rust spots starting to form, just barely, and there's a bad tint job on the car, and then also the transmission grinds in 3rd and 5th, which most VQ35s and VQ37s do that anyway. But if you add all that, plus the high mileage of 175,000 miles, the car just isn't worth a whole lot. I'd be surprised if I got $5,000 for the car in 4 or 5 years if I decided to sell it. And if you go on to salvagebid.com, try to find some good examples. I really couldn't find a whole lot on here right now. That's the other thing too, is you never really know when there's a good deal or not a good deal. It's just kind of like sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. This is one of those examples where it's not. This is a manual G37, and the current bid is at $1,500. This would actually be probably the best case scenario in Tennessee. So it's in Tennessee, manual transmission, not a whole lot of damage to the car, not a ton, about the same mileage as my car. And another one I found was an Infiniti Q60, another great car, pretty great condition for partying it out. Really be sitting in the back end, so the front end's completely fine. Another issue is the fact that it's automatic. This one does have the nice paddle shifters though, so wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if it did go automatic, but we're going manual. We're definitely going manual. So as an example, let's say we did get this car at $3,000. Let's say it was a manual. Let's say it was about average shipping costs. Usually they cost anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 depending on where they're located. If you add all that up, that's about how much it would cost me to sell my car. So if I sold my car for $5 grand, then I would get another car for $5 grand. We're kind of like evening out with the amount of money we're spending. So it would almost be better if I just didn't spend $5 grand, and I would have another $5,000 to spend on the project. The other thing I'd have to do is then I would also have to get all of the different upgrades for the Vaydor project from Z1 Motorsports or something else brand new. Whereas if I just use my own car, I could use some of the upgrades I've already done to that car to then put towards the Vaydor project, because I've already done all those parts. There are actually a lot of parts that I wanted to do for the Vaydor project that are already on my G37, so that would actually work out really well for that. The plan then is just to part out the G37 and use all of the main parts for my car into the Vaydor project, and then part out all the parts that I don't need. So I don't need the carbon fiber fenders, the headlights. I have 2 sets of wheels for the car that will definitely not fit on the Vaydor kit. If I got $3,000 for all the parts that I would part out on the G37, plus keeping the car, saving another $5,000 from buying a car off of salvage bid, we're looking at saving anywhere between $6,000 to $8,000 on the project, which is money that I could use towards other parts. I mean, you guys saw last video how the wheels are going to be a little bit more expensive than what I thought they were going to be. So, so this means that I only have another 3.5 years to drive the Infiniti G37 before it gets turned into the Vaydor G35 Project. However, I want to go out with a little bit of a bang, which is where my brother had his second idea I'm a big fan of. Since I am using the G37 for the Vaydor project now, any upgrades that I put into the Infiniti G37 could go into the Vaydor G35 project as long as it's engine related or transmission related or something. So if you've been watching the channel for any length of time, you know that I have always wanted this bad boy as an upgrade for the Vaydor project. This is the Stillen supercharger kit. Comes with everything you need in order to make more power out of the VQ37. So as I was looking this up though, this comes with everything you need. This is the original kit that I wanted to go with. It advertises 515 horsepower, 438 wheel horsepower. I did want to have 500 wheel horsepower for the project for the Vaydor kit, but it's only 438 wheel horsepower, which is, it does say it's plus 155 wheel horsepower from stock to that, which is definitely a significant upgrade. However, there is the Z1 supercharger kit, which they have 4 different options for the car. If you want 450, 500, 550, or 600 wheel horsepower, then all you have to do is do the different tunes that they have available for it. And they even have dyno graphs to show how much they're getting for each one. For 500 wheel horsepower, you can get everything that it needs to have happening for that. It would cost me about $9,000 instead of the $8,000 for the Stillen supercharger kit. So we're talking about an extra 70 horsepower, 72 horsepower for extra $900. Kind of leaning more so towards the Z1 kit. Z1 has been coming out with so many good parts over the last few years, and I've been really trying to keep track of what they're going with. We'll stay tuned. Obviously, we've got a lot of time before we make this stuff happen. The supercharger kit is something that I've wanted to do for the Vaydor project, but anything we do for the engine upgrades on the Infiniti G37, we could also put into the Vaydor G35. So my brother's idea was, well, hey, what if you put on the supercharger before you got the Vaydor kit? And I was like, now that's an idea. So I think what we're going to do is the Christmas before, or the winter before Z-Days of 2027, I want to do the supercharger kit, install it on the Infiniti G37, and then after Z-Days 2027, that's when we're going to start the project for the Vaydor G35. My brother really thinks it's going to be a big install with getting the supercharger installed onto my car. I'm not building the engine completely, but there are some parts I would like to do on the engine before putting the supercharger on. Upgraded camshafts, stage 4 clutch, timing chain, valves, the oil pump assembly, and then everything else that needs to be installed with the supercharger kit, like the tuning, the fuel system, and even the oil cooler kit. Something I want to work on here this winter time is the transmission for my car. Third and fifth both grind going into gear. Third way more than fifth, and it's just a common issue on the VQ37 and the VQ35 cars. Just for some reason, third and fifth just both seem to go bad. So I really want to try and tear that apart here this winter time, see if we can get that fixed. Z-Days 2027, I am really looking forward to having a supercharged G37 and rebuilt transmission, all that good stuff for the engine upgrades. And also really excited that the day after Z-Days, working on the Vaydor project, really getting that started, getting a jump start on my original goal of starting in August of 2027. I really want the Vaydor G35 to be done and completed by Z-Days 2028, so I'll have a full year of really working on the car, getting it taken care of. And the cool thing is the engine, transmission, all the supercharger upgrades will be taken care of beforehand, so a big part will be taken care of actually even before we start working on the actual project of the car. So all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the video here today. What do you guys think of me starting the project earlier than what we originally thought? It genuinely feels like I'm about to start the project like right now. So I will see you guys next time with some snowmobiling videos, some more Vaydor videos, and even rebuilding the transmission videos coming soon for the Infiniti G37. So you guys have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you guys soon.